Hello everyone. Welcome to Programming in C for Beginners. I'm Amit Kumar and this is the 31st tutorial, Scope and Visibility Part 2. Friends, in our previous tutorial, we have discussed about scope and visibility and we have seen 2 out of 4 scopes that are available in C language. So today we are going to discuss the rest of the 2 scopes. So let's proceed. Now block scope. An identifier with block scope appears inside a block or within the list of formal parameters. Declaration in a function definition. And it is visible only from the point of its declaration or definition to the end of the block containing its declaration or definition. Now, block scope belongs to all the identifiers that are declared inside any specific block. Now that block can be block of a function or block of any loop or decision control statement. But if any variable or any identifier is being declared as part of the block, then the scope of that identifier belongs to that block only. That means it won't be visible outside the block. Its scope is limited to that block and to any blocks nested inside that block, and ends at the curly brace that closes the associated block. So as I told you, any identifier with block scope have the scope for that certain block only. It is also accessible to all the nested blocks inside that block. Now such identifiers are sometimes called local variables. Function prototype scope. An identifier with function prototype scope appears within the list of parameter declaration inside a function prototype, and its scope terminates at the end of function declarator. So if any identifier is given in the function prototype, then definitely the variable scope of that identifier belongs to the function prototype itself. Now I know we haven't discussed much about functions and I haven't explained you anything about prototype, but today I will show you few glimpses so that you can understand what is actually a function prototype. So now it's time to see these 2 scopes practically. Okay friends, so I have opened my Visual Studio Code and you can see I have added tutorial31.c, and inside that program I have added few codes. So let me explain this. So here we are having a main method, and inside main method I have declared a variable a and assigned value 10 to it, and just below that line I have printed the value of a as well. And definitely here I have printed one string as well, like first time. So it will print first time and then the value of a, that is 10. So first time 10. And then I have intentionally opened another block. See, this is not a function. This is not a decision control or anything like that. It's just a simple block. And I have declared another variable inside that block named as b. Now inside the block, I am trying to access a and b both. And then after this block, I have written one more printf statement. And here also you can see I am printing a and b both. Fine. So first of all, you will see an error in this line. Okay, so let's see what's the error. So here it is saying that b is undefined, and it's clear why, because b is declared inside this block and we cannot use b outside it because b is having a block scope. But let's talk about a. Now a is declared inside main, so main starts from here and ends here, and that's why this a variable can be accessed anywhere inside this block, right? And even anywhere inside any nested block inside this block. So you can see this block is nested inside main, and hence we can use this a variable over here. But definitely we can't use outside this block, the variable declared inside the block, we can't use it outside. So this is what all about block scope. Now definitely if I will run, it will print first time 10, second time 10, 10. So let's see. And here's your output. So you can see it's printing first time 10 and second time 10 and 10. So it's okay, it's fine. And it's working as well. Now let me tell you about function prototype scope, right? So I told you last time that we used to create functions like this, and I created a very simple function fun, which is accepting one integer, right? And if you remember, I was defining this function here itself. Now, actually, this is not the way we create functions in C language. I have used the simplest way because that time we were not studying about function prototype. Actually, in C language, we have to provide the function prototype declaration, and that should be closed with this semicolon, right? So this certain line is nothing but function prototype declaration, where we have declared the name of the function, the parameters that we are going to pass, as well as the return type. You know what? When you are providing function prototype, there is no need to provide the variable name. So even if you will write like this, it's totally fine. But you can provide parameters as well. So this is also okay. And in that case, when we are giving the prototype declaration, we define it generally after main. So I'm going to define the function here, like what it's going to do. Fine. And you know what? Let me create a variable with a different name, y. Now clearly I have declared x in the prototype declaration, and when I'm defining the same function, I'm using y. So it is totally correct. It is allowed in C language that we provide different variable names in prototype declaration and the definition. So the scope of this x belongs to this prototype declaration only, because if I try to access this one here, definitely I can't access, right? So let me show you that. So %d and x, and you can see x will show error because it is not defined, though I have defined it into the prototype, but it is inaccessible in the definition. So these variables that we declare inside the prototype declaration have scope to that declarator only. We cannot use this one outside the declaration, right? So these were the four scopes that we have discussed in the previous tutorial and in this tutorial. So friends, in the next two tutorials, we are going to talk about linkage, and it basically tells us what will happen in case if local and global variable are of same name and we are trying to access it. And that marks the end of this tutorial. Hope to meet you in the next video tutorial. Till then, thank you and happy programming.